Hi everyone, my name is Shayera Jones. Welcome to my channel, Journey to Wealth, where we're going to be focusing on building multiple streams of income. So if that's something you're interested in, please consider liking and subscribing. All right, let's just jump right into it. So the second stream of income I created surrounds reselling. I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark and eBay. I've been reselling for about 1.5 years now, and it was a long journey. It was a lot of things I didn't know. But hindsight is 2020. So there's a few things that I do know now that I wish I knew back then. And I'd say the number one thing is to start an inventory system soon. Okay, I did not do this. I just jumped right in, buying a whole bunch of different things and trying to store them the best way I knew how to at the time, which was just stored everywhere in my living room, in my bedroom, in my closet, in different bins. I didn't have a proper inventory system at all. So when things sold, it was always so hard for me to find everything. And it took me way too long trying to find items, having to cancel sales because I couldn't find items and losing out on money. So that'd be the number one thing I tell you to do prior to doing anything other than research. Figure out how you want your inventory system to be. That way, once you start buying items, you'll already have a good system and process. I didn't start my inventory system, I'd say maybe 1 year in. And at that point, I already had about 300 to 400 items. So it was very hard for me to try to get the system into place because I had so many items. And to be honest, everything is still not in the system yet. So definitely start soon. Start early, as early as you can. If you want a more detailed video on my inventory system and the things that work for me, I can definitely do a video later. But for now, you don't need anything fancy. Maybe just a few boxes from Walmart or Amazon. Some plastic bags to store your items in, and some sort of way to number your system or to identify what item is what. Okay, so if you see me looking down, it's because I have notes over here. This is my first YouTube video, so just bear with me. So the second thing that I wish I knew was that you need to track your inventory expenses. Any expenses that come along with your business, you need to track them. Whether that be your cost of goods, gas, mileage, anything, buying cleaning supplies to clean your items. Any expenses you spend on your business or towards your business, you need to have that for tax season. You also need to have how much your items sold for. I did not have a pretty good way to do that either when I first started. The way I was tracking my expenses is honestly pretty embarrassing. I would go to the Goodwill, which is where I source most of my items. And on the back of each receipt, I would write down all of the things that I bought. And then that's how I would pretty much figure out my cost of goods, right? I would take the amount of items I did purchase and I divided by how much it cost. So that way I saw how much each item was. And when something sold, I kind of just crossed it off and I wrote how much it sold for. But that was definitely not a good way to do it. I mean, that was the only way I knew how to do it at the time. But like I said, hindsight is 2020. Now I use an Excel spreadsheet, and that is how I track all of my cost, everything that I've earned and things like that. Poshmark also can provide you spreadsheets of your income and things of that sort too if you want that. But it's also a good practice just to have your own and keep track of all of your own income and expenses. Number 3, the third thing I wish that I had known was to not just go and pick up any item hoping that it would sell. I barely did any research when I first started because I had this idea that, everything would sell. That's up for personal opinion, but I still have things to this day that I bought over 1 year ago that haven't sold. Some of the things that I picked up, it wasn't a good brand, it wasn't a good style, it wasn't a good size. But, being new, I was just trying to get my hands on anything that I could to start selling. I didn't really know what was going to sell or what would sell. I was just picking up anything and everything. And I wasn't really going to multiple places to find the best inventory either. I was pretty much sticking with one thrift store. And it didn't really have all that great of stuff. So I was kind of trying to work with what I had in that store. Now I know it's a better idea to go to multiple locations, Goodwills, thrift stores, flea markets, and things like that, so that you can pick up quality items that people may have interest in. And along with that, you should also be doing research to figure out what people are actually wanting and what's in demand for the season or the time of year that you're in. And it's pretty easy to do. You can just go on Poshmark and just look up what's sold. And based off of what you see, the results you get, that can kind of help you determine what kind of items to pick up. If you're noticing, okay, this is the time of year where more sweaters are starting to sell or more shoes are starting to sell, those are the items you should be looking for. And just keep in mind what you're seeing the most of. What kind of sweaters? What kind of brands are they? What type of style are they? What type of material are you noticing that's selling the most? And those are the items that you want to focus on when you're going out sourcing and trying to find things. Do your research, pick up quality items, and you shouldn't have any issues. The fourth thing I wish I had known was that I didn't have to share my own listings. I had no idea that there were apps out there specifically designed and created for Poshmark resellers to help us with our business. There's apps out there that will share your own listings for you. They will also relist any old listings you have. There's also apps out there that help you cross-list to other platforms, and I did not know any of that when I was new. I was literally sharing each of my listings one by one, and it was very time-consuming. The app I now use is called ClosetMate. It's very helpful. It helps me save a lot of time, and it just shares everything for me in the background as I go throughout my day. And the last thing I wish I had known as a new reseller was to not compare my business to anyone else's business, especially more established resellers. I think I was pretty much like watching videos titled like $10,000 in 1 month or creating a 6-figure reselling business in 1 year. You know, things like that that set the bar very high and expectations super high. And while that's okay, you can definitely, gain tips and knowledge from people that are at that level. It's also equally important to understand that their business may be different from yours. They may have employees that are helping them, or either they may have so much time under their belt doing this to where they are that good at it. And you are also gonna have to take time to gain skills, gain the knowledge, and everything else that's necessary to be pulling in that amount each month as well. Sometimes YouTube videos and ads make everything seem super easy, and it's definitely not. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work to build a 6-figure business alone by yourself. And that's not to say it can't be done. I'm just saying it's not as easy as some people make it seem. But that's it. Those are the top 5 things I wish I had known as a new reseller. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and comment below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.